Hello and welcome to our program. Let's begin with the thought of the day by Dawn Fraser. We only have two things that we share in this life. We are born and we die. And what we do in between those times, we've got to be happy. I don't let the outside world deter me. Have you ever stood beside an ocean and felt inspired, intimidated, and inadequate? Oceans are water bodies that hold deep mysteries and even deeper learnings. We are very privileged to have in the studio with us a wonderful mother-daughter duo who swim the oceans and challenge their deeper self. Please welcome Bhakti and Leena Sharma. Welcome to our program, Bhakti and Leena.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Bhakti, you are the youngest person in the world and the only Asian to have swum in the Antarctic Ocean, and this is the latest thing that you've done.
That's right.
Swimming came your way at a very young age.
Yeah.
But right now, since this is the last feat that you've accomplished, how did you feel when you did that?
I recovered after the swim only 2.5 hours later, and that's when I came to know how much I had swam. Of course, I had gone with a target of swimming the longest distance that anybody has done. But when I came to know that it is a new world record, of course there was a happiness of creating a new world record, but more than that it was the sheer satisfaction of having a dream, giving your 100% to it, and given a chance to be able to try to accomplish that dream. So even if I had not swam the distance that I had targeted to, I would have come out of it equally satisfied, because I had a dream, I worked for it, and I was given a chance to go at it. So it was sheer bliss and satisfaction.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
So when you talk of, I recovered only 2.5 hours later, it was very, very cold. Must have been really freezing.
Yeah, it was really cold. The water temperature was 1 degree Celsius and the air temperature was 0 degrees Celsius.
Wow.
So when you swim for so long in such cold waters, you're eventually bound to get hypothermic. And I did get hypothermia, and when I came out, I was almost at the last stage of hypothermia. So, but thankfully, because of my training and mental training and physical training, I recovered without any external fluids or help or medications.
Okay, right. So before I go deeper into your dives, Bhakti, I want to go back to you, Leena. Leena, baby Bhakti was 2 years old when you got her into swimming, and you have been a swimmer yourself. So what did you see in this 2-year-old baby that you put her in the water and said, she's going to be a champion swimmer?
Frankly speaking, when I put her in the water, I never thought of putting her in any competitions. I had thought of teaching my children, like she was the only daughter that time, to know swimming, know cycling, and to know driving. So I was of the thought that a person should know these 3 things.
Okay.
So I just put her in the water to learn swimming, but gradually, like, she showed her talent and we went ahead.
Right. तो भक्ति कितने साल की थी जब आपको लगा कि इसमें कुछ अलग है, particularly swimming के लिए?
I think वो almost 13 years की थी, 13 साल की थी, and I saw her endurance, and she could swim for hours. एक ही स्पीड में. द बेस्ट पार्ट वॉज एक ही स्पीड में, ना स्पीड स्लो होती थी ना बढ़ती थी, एक जो स्पीड स्टार्ट करी. सो आई हैड थॉट इन माई माइंड कि आई शुड पुट हर फॉर लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस.
ओके. एंड इसका फर्स्ट लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस चैलेंज क्या था?
दैट वाज 16 किलोमीटर्स इन फ्रॉम उरण पोर्ट, मुंबई टू गेटवे ऑफ इंडिया.
Okay.
It was her first, or you can say her challenge of sea swim.
Right.
When she was just 14 years old.
Right. So, Bhakti, 14 years old, so many years ago, and the first time you have a challenge in front of you. And today, whenever you take on a challenge, is the feeling the same?
Absolutely. Every challenge is new, every sea is new. The difficulties are new, the hurdles are new. So, I am not foolish enough to think that because I've done so many swims, the next is going to be any easier. Because every time you step into the ocean, you're surrendering yourself to God and Mother Nature. So it's that same feeling every single time. Although the excitement of a 14-year-old cannot be matched now, because when you are that young, you don't look at the challenges as much as you look at the exciting part of it.
Right.
So I remember swimming and I was being picked up by the waves and I was being thrown down and I was enjoying it thoroughly.
Really?
Yeah, so I felt like an adventurer learning on the job because nothing had prepared me for that swim. The only sea swim I had done before that was about a half-an-hour session at Juhu Beach.
Okay.
And when I went into the sea, it was like the sea was simultaneously teaching me how to swim.
Okay.
So I felt like an adventurer, and that's the feeling that has kept me going.
Actually, you know, most of us, particularly when we see the sea, the vastness, the depth,
Yeah.
a certain sense of, you know, fear comes in.
Absolutely.
You've never been scared of the sea?
No, I've always been scared. In fact, more than the actual swims, I always practice before the swims, and we try and go and practice in the same sea that I'm supposed to do the main swim in. So mom is always standing on the shore and she always instructs me to go deeper and practice, you know, to get more the feel of, because if you're swimming on the shore, it's like swimming in the pool. But if as you go deeper inside, there are more currents and there are more waves. So every single day when I step into practice, I'm scared because there's nobody inside the water with me. So, but now sea also feels like home, because eventually whatever is going to happen is going to happen, and till now thankfully I've been able to come out alive and okay out of every swim.
So wanting to take you back to when you were 14 and then you moved into the water, and did you anticipate that it would be like this, it would be difficult?
No, not at all. I didn't have the slightest idea of how sea swimming is going to be like. I had not ever witnessed it live or on TV, so I went absolutely as a blank canvas. That's how I entered sea swimming, and whatever came my way, I thought it's a part of it. So I had no benchmark to compare it with.
Right. And yet you chose to continue because you're an open swimmer and you swim the seas and the English Channel also you've swum. And yet you chose this because this was more challenging, even more dangerous. You didn't want to do safe swimming?
No, I think I had gotten quite bored of the conventional pool swimming, and open water swimming gives me a chance to travel the world, see different seas, and it challenges me every single time. So after every swim, I have discovered a new part of me, maybe a new strength or a new weakness, and it gets me closer to myself. So I feel that this is the way for me, not the pool swimming.
I'm going to ask you this as a mother, because a lot of us, when we bring up our children, we want them to be better, deeper and more content human beings. And here is somebody I see, she's content and yet she wants to be challenged. How did you achieve this?
I don't know, maybe basically she's like that.
Okay.
Because from childhood I have been like she has been calling me, I have been a very strict mother because I was a coach too. I'm her coach. So she was very much disciplined, and like morning, wake up early in the morning, go to the pool, jaldi utho, school jao, aake homework karo. Like all that was routine was set, and I was also working in the bank, so I had to manage both the things. And so I don't know, somehow she has picked up all these things, and she was very sincere since her childhood, and she was devotional also, and I don't know, like even I feel myself proud of having this daughter.
I can as a mother, as a woman, as somebody who's seen many young people, I can completely understand that.
Yes, because every time she used to get some achievement, this is my husband also has a part in it, because whenever she first achieved her success, when we called up and told my husband that she got a gold medal, and when English Channel she did, my husband was with us in UK, first thing which he told is, Bhakti idhar mat aane dena, success ko yahan kabhi mat aane dena, and she has followed that. I think that thing has made her more down to earth girl.
और कहीं आपने तो इसका इतना चुन के नाम लिखा है कि बिल्कुल भक्ति मोड में चली जाती है बच्ची।
वो सभी बोलते हैं।
सब बोलते हैं। आप अकेले स्विम करते हो, बट फिर भी रिकॉर्ड होता है कितने और ने किया, कुछ कंपटीशन का एलिमेंट तो होता है, किसके साथ कम्पीट करते हो?
जब बचपन में पूल स्विमिंग होता था तो ऑब्वियसली साथ में स्विमर्स होते हैं। सी स्विमिंग में कई स्विम्स मेरे कंपटीशन भी रहे हैं जो मैराथन्स हैं, और इंग्लिश चैनल जैसी चीज़ अपने आप में, वो स्विम अपने आप में इतना बड़ा कंपटीशन है दैट यू आर कम्पीटिंग विथ द सी इटसेल्फ। उसको माउंट एवरेस्ट बोला जाता है स्विमर्स का। तो कंपटीशन का फीलिंग में भी उतना नहीं है मेरे उसमें स्विम्स में, बट बेटर होने का स्पिरिट उतना है, बिकॉज इवन दो समबडी इज़ नॉट स्विमिंग विथ यू, यू आर कॉन्स्टेंटली फाइटिंग विथ वन थिंग और दी अदर, चाहे वो वेव्स हों, करंट्स हों, तो उसमें आपको पुश करना ही पड़ता है कि आप थोड़ा फास्ट हो, थोड़ा ज़्यादा स्ट्रेंथ के साथ में स्विमिंग करो. और थैंकफुली टेक्नोलॉजी की एज में आज आपको सब कुछ पता चल सकता है कि दुनिया में कौन क्या स्विमिंग कर रहा है. तो बहुत सारे स्विमर्स हैं अब्रॉड जो ओपन वाटर स्विमिंग करते हैं, और उनसे मैं कम्पीट भी करती हूँ और इंस्पायर भी होती हूँ उनसे.
राइट. तो जब आप इंग्लिश चैनल की बात करते हैं तो क्या है इसमें, इसको माउंट एवरेस्ट ऑफ स्विमिंग क्यों माना जाता है?
बहुत सारे रीजंस हैं. ये चैनल है इंग्लैंड से फ्रांस के बीच में, तो एक तो वहाँ का टेम्परेचर बहुत ही ज़्यादा अनप्रिडिक्टेबल है, वेदर अनप्रिडिक्टेबल है. जैसे मेरे स्विम के स्टार्ट में पायलट ने बोला था कि आज परफेक्ट वेदर है स्विम करने के लिए, और 2 घंटे बाद बारिश होना चालू हो गई बहुत ज़ोर से, विच इज़ नॉर्मल फॉर देम, बट फॉर अस बहुत अनप्रिडिक्टेबल है ये. दूसरा, 2 समुंदर से पानी आता है उस चैनल में, नॉर्दर्न सी एंड अटलांटिक ओशन. तो जब वो पानी मर्ज होता है, जब आप एक बॉर्डर क्रॉस करते हैं इनटू द फ्रेंच टेरिटरी, तो करंट्स बहुत ज़्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग हो जाते हैं, जो पानी का बहाव जो है वो एकदम से बदल जाता है. तो मेरे स्विम में फॉर एग्जांपल 10 घंटे स्विमिंग करने के बाद में मैं एक ही जगह पे 2.5 घंटे तक अटक गई थी, क्योंकि पानी का बहाव इस तरफ से आ रहा था और मैं सीधा जाने की कोशिश कर रही थी. तो और 6 घंटे बाद में आपको सामने कोस्ट दिखने लगती है कि ये तो अभी आएगा अभी आएगा, और वो आता नहीं है अगले 10 घंटे तक. तो वो सारी चीज़ें उसको बहुत ज़्यादा डिफ़िकल्ट बनाती है, प्लस ठंडा पानी और मेंटल चैलेंजेस इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा हैं फिज़िकल से ज़्यादा, क्योंकि जब आप देख रहे हो कि कोस्ट दिख रही है सामने, उसके बाद में भी 10 घंटे लग गए आपको स्विमिंग करते करते, आप पहुँचे नहीं वहाँ तक, तो गिव अप करने की फीलिंग बहुत जल्दी आ जाती है. तो ये सारी चीज़ें उसको बहुत ज़्यादा डिफ़िकल्ट बनाता है.
जब मन गिव अप करने को करे और दिल बोले नहीं, आई डोंट वांट मोर, ये दिल नहीं मांगे मोर, तो क्या करते हो?
मेरे केस में मुझे एडवाइस दिया गया था वहाँ पे जो दूसरे स्विमर्स थे और जो एसोसिएशन मेंबर्स थे कि सामने मत देखना कि कितना बाकी है. तो वो मैंने स्टार्टिंग से फॉलो किया था, लेकिन जब मुझे बताया गया कि अटक गई हूँ मैं एक जगह पे, और पायलट एक्चुअली सोच रहा था मुझे बाहर निकालने की, क्योंकि 16 मिनिमम एज होती है चैनल स्विम करने की, एंड आई वाज ओनली 16. तो उनके हिसाब से आई वाज टू यंग एंड एट डेंजर. तो जब मम्मी ने बताया कि ऐसा वो बोल रहे हैं, तब पता नहीं मैंने कुछ रिएक्शन नहीं दिया. आई जस्ट स्टार्टेड स्विमिंग, और आई थिंक क्योंकि मेरे पेरेंट्स बोट पे थे साथ में, उनको देख के डैडी चीयर कर रहे थे, मम्मी चीयर कर रही थी, उनको देख के एक अपने आप में स्ट्रेंथ आता है, क्योंकि उस समय आपको अकेले होने का एहसास नहीं होता है. उस समय आपको पता होता है कि ये सारे लोगों ने मिलके हमारे साथ में मेहनत करी है और उनके भी सपने जुड़े हुए हैं. तो एक अलग सी स्ट्रेंथ आती है, स्पेशली जब फैमिली बोट पे होती है. तो वही देख के फिर चलते रहे स्विमिंग की. एटलीस्ट 110% दे के फिर बाहर निकलना है. नहीं हो पाएगा स्विम कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन खुद का 100% दिए बिना नहीं गिव अप करना है.
राइट. आपका अब तक सबसे चैलेंजिंग स्विम क्या रहा है?
हर स्विम अपने आप में चैलेंजिंग है, लेकिन आई थिंक एंटार्क्टिका टॉप्स द लिस्ट, कि फिज़िकली भी बहुत चैलेंजिंग था, मेंटली भी चैलेंजिंग था, और लॉजिस्टिक्स उसके अरेंज करने में जो स्पॉन्सरशिप्स नहीं मिलती हैं, और वहाँ तक पहुँचना अपने आप में बड़ा चैलेंज था. तो ये सब मिला के वो सबसे ज़्यादा चैलेंजिंग और सबसे ज़्यादा सेटिस्फाइंग स्विम था.
राइट. तो उसके लिए पहले यू मस्ट बी हैविंग टू ब्लॉक एंड बुक योर टाइम एंड एवरीथिंग एल्स.
So there is no association that lets you swim in Antarctica. There is nobody in Antarctica. So I went as a part of a tourist ship.
Okay.
So to get a tourist ship to take us on board was also a challenge, because they wouldn't let somebody swim on their watch, because it's very dangerous. So I got rejection mails from a lot of tourist shipping companies, and then sponsorship rejections, but eventually this particular company agreed to take me on board, given that I take entire responsibility of my life and whatever happens during the swim.
Right.
So we did that.
So आप tourist ship में गई, and then just run us through the whole thing.
तो उन्होंने ये कंडीशन रखी थी कि मेरी डॉक्टर साथ में होंगी मेरे. ऑल्दो शिप पे डॉक्टर रहता है, पर 110 लोगों की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी उन पे होती है, तो वो अपना डॉक्टर स्पेयर नहीं कर सकते थे मेरे लिए. और हर एक मेडिकल इक्विपमेंट, स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम एड्रेनलिन इंजेक्शंस टू डिफिब्रिलेटर्स जो हार्ट अटैक में यूज़ होते हैं, वो सब हमें खुद कैरी करके जाना था. ये सारे अरेंजमेंट्स हम करके गए, और जो 3 दिन हमें अंटार्कटिका पेनिनसुला पहुंचने में लगे. तो चौथे दिन जब लैंडिंग होती है, फर्स्ट लैंडिंग जिसमें टूरिस्ट उतर के और साइट सीइंग करते हैं, वो टाइम पीरियड मुझे दिया गया था कि जब तक वो लैंड पे हैं मुझे वो स्विम ख़त्म करके और वापस आना है। तो हम सारे टूरिस्ट जब खाली हो गए, शिप खाली हो गई, तब हम लोग वेट कर रहे थे। और सबसे ज़्यादा खतरा अंटार्कटिका में लेपर्ड सील्स का था मुझे, इन टर्म्स ऑफ वाइल्ड लाइफ, कि वो अटैक कर सकते हैं, वो यू नो दे कैन हार्म मी, किल मी। तो 2 घंटे हमने वेट किया, क्योंकि जिस जगह पे मुझे स्विमिंग करना था उसी जगह पे 2 लेपर्ड सील्स घूम रहे थे। तो वी वेटेड फॉर देम टू मूव, बट आई थिंक वो अपना पेट भर के आराम से बैठे थे। सो वी मूव्ड द प्लेस ऑफ द स्विम। कैप्टन ने पूरा शिप दूसरी डायरेक्शन में ले जाके और रास्ता बनाया, और फिर मुझे जो छोटी बोट है उसमें ले जाके 2.5 kilometers away from the ship, I jumped in and I had to swim towards the ship.
Okay.
So that's how we did it.
And then when you jumped in, you must be wearing your full thermal gear.
No, I don't wear a wetsuit. It's a normal swimming costume जो यहाँ तक speedo competitions में जो use होता है.
What hit you when you hit the water?
Surprisingly, I had prepared myself for the cold. तो हाइपर वेंटिलेशन नहीं हुआ मुझे, जो सांस चढ़ती है एकदम ठंडे पानी में उतर के। बट व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड स्विमिंग, व्हाट आई हैडंट प्रिपेयर्ड माई सेल्फ वॉज फॉर द हैवीनेस ऑफ द वाटर, क्योंकि वो आइस मेल्ट होके पानी में जा रही थी, तो उसका सॉल्ट कंटेंट बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, तो वाटर बहुत डेंस था। तो जब उसमें से पुल कर रहे थे तो ऐसा लग रहा था ऑयल के थ्रू पुल कर रहे हैं, जैसे आगे ही नहीं बढ़ रहे हैं। तो पहले 5 मिनट मुझे लगा कि नहीं हो सकेगा ये। और उसके बाद में जैसे आई वॉज ऑलमोस्ट अबाउट टू लाइक यू नो गिव अप माई होप्स एंड एवरीथिंग, आई फोकस्ड ऑन 1 stroke एट अ टाइम, कि एक हाथ तो उठ रहा है तो वो ही करते हैं, चलो एक हाथ उठाते हैं। और जैसे गॉड वॉज ट्राइंग टू रिवॉर्ड माई एफर्ट्स, आई सॉ अ पेंगुइन कम अंडरनीथ द बोट, और वो मेरे पेट के नीचे से आके और एंड स्टार्टेड स्विमिंग ऑन माई लेफ्ट हैंड साइड, एंड आई टुक इट एज अ साइन दैट दिस इज़ माई पर्सनल चीयर लीडर। And I kept looking at the penguin, and these guys also saw it. और मतलब सब में खुशी आ गई कि you know it's in difficult times like this, if something brings a smile on your face, you have to keep going, you have to give it your all. So that penguin swam with me for about 25 minutes.
Okay.
And that's how I finished my swim.
Right. And how long was your swim?
41 minutes.
How did you feel when you got out of the water?
I don't remember most of it because I was hypothermic.
Okay.
So whatever I remember of and is, if they were asking me questions, like my doctor was trying to keep me, you know, stable and conscious, and I remember answering all those questions. And after I recovered, I walked into the dining room to a standing ovation from all the people who were on the ship.
I can imagine. Proud mother, how did you feel at that time?
When she finished, actually there was no, you can say, no sign of anything. Just wanted to make her recover, that's it. लेकिन आर्म्स में आ जाए, फटाफट उसको हॉस्पिटल के अंदर ले जाए, रिकवर कैसे रिकवर करना है। Neither me nor my sister, no doctors, nobody saw even the GPS की स्टॉप वॉच, कुछ नहीं देखा कि कितना किया है, कितना डिस्टेंस। We were not bothered. We only bothered कि बस इसको वापस सेफली हॉस्पिटल के अंदर ले जाके इसको रिकवर करना है। तो उस टाइम तक तो हमको कुछ भी होश नहीं था। वी वर जस्ट ट्राइंग टू कीप हर अवेक, उसको सोना अलाउड नहीं था। तो हॉस्पिटल के बाथरूम में इसको बिठा दिया था एक कोने में विद द कॉस्ट्यूम ऑन, और गर्म पानी से नीचे से स्टार्ट किया था गर्म पानी देना। तो ऑलमोस्ट मेरे ख्याल से 1-1.5 घंटा तो बाथरूम के अंदर ही थी। एंड देन वी पुट हर, तो उस टाइम तक कुछ भी मतलब कुछ
शी वाज द फोकस, हर
रिकवरी वाज द फोकस फॉर एवरीबॉडी ऑन द बोट।
ओके।
And like I was wearing my that swimsuit. मुझे वो भी पता नहीं कि मैं swimsuit में ही घूम रही हूँ। जब मुझे टॉप पे जाके रिकवर किया, ऊपर जाके फ़ोन करना था हस्बैंड को कि नाउ शी इज़ रिकवर्ड, तब होश आया कि मैं कॉस्ट्यूम में हूँ।
ओके।
बिकॉज आई वॉज हर रेस्क्यूअर, कि इसको कुछ होता है तो मुझे रस्सी बांध के रखी थी कॉस्ट्यूम के साथ, कि इसको कुछ होता है तो आई हैव टू जंप एंड रेस्क्यू हर।
ओके।
तो उस टाइम तो कुछ भी फीलिंग नहीं थी। जो भी फीलिंग आई बाद में जब रिकवर किया, तब फिर GPS देखा, सब देखा। फर्स्ट थिंग आई टोल्ड हर दैट यू मेड अ न्यू वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड।
तो जब इसने बोला कि मुझे एंटार्क्टिक स्विम करना है, एंड यू न्यू देयर आर डेंजर्स इन्वॉल्व्ड, एज अ मदर एंड एज अ कोच, कौन सा कॉन्फ्लिक्ट आया, कौन सा द्वंद्व आया आपके अंदर?
I was her coach since she was 2.5 years. So मदर को तो बहुत बार मैंने डिप्रेस कर दिया था। I used to always, you can say, suppress करके बिठाती थी as a coach, because see I was also a swimmer and it was my dream to swim in English Channel, but नहीं मेरे को मौका मिला था। तो I used to always think कि जैसे मुझे नहीं मौका मिला, इट इज़ लाइक इसको कभी ऐसा नहीं लगना चाहिए कि मुझे मौका नहीं मिला, मैं कर सकती थी. सो वेन एवर शी इज़ टू से समथिंग, मुँह से निकालती थी मुझे ये करना है, आई टू लाइक स्टार्ट डूइंग माई होमवर्क कि ये कैसे करना है, कैसे करना है. एंटार्क्टिक शी सेड नहीं, ये मुझे करना है मम्मी, लेट मी डू इट. तो एंटार्क्टिक के टाइम पे जस्ट सिट एंड रिलैक्स और खाली पूछो क्या हुआ क्या नहीं हुआ, लॉजिस्टिक हुआ कि नहीं हुआ, स्पॉन्सरशिप का क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है. वी वर जस्ट आस्किंग हर क्वेश्चन, शी वॉज डूइंग एवरीथिंग ऑफ हर ओन. तो एंटार्क्टिक करना है, ओके, एज अ कोच वी वर ऑल टुगेदर उसको सपोर्ट करने के लिए, बट एज अ मदर यस देयर वाज अ फियर. और हस्बैंड तो बिल्कुल ही क्यों करना है कि ये क्यों करना है. सो बट आई टोल्ड हिम दैट ओनली कि आप हाँ करोगे ना करोगे तब भी ये करेगी. शी हैज़ टू डू इट, शी वॉन्ट्स टू डू इट. सो इट्स बेटर कि खुशी खुशी उसको अपन सपोर्ट करें.
तो आपको व्हेन यू सी पेरेंटिंग एंड देयर इज मम्मी हु इज द कोच एंड देयर इज मम्मी हु इज द मदर, एंड कभी ये बाउंड्रीज ब्लर हुई आपके लिए? हाउ डिफिकल्ट इट इज टू बी कोच्ड बाय अ मदर एंड देन लुक एट हर एज अ मदर इन द इवनिंग अगेन?
It's very difficult, I'm sure, on both the sides, for her and for me, because nobody teaches you how to do that. A, nobody teaches you how to parent. There is no guidebook to it.
Absolutely.
And B, playing two different roles. It's very, very difficult. So of course lines are always blurred, but now if I think that had she been more of a mother than a coach, would I have been sitting here? So the ifs and buts can always be there, but I think whatever happens happens for the good, and we've managed to, you know, have a balanced relationship. Credit goes to her and the entire family.
Bhakti, you've swum across all the 5 oceans,
Yeah.
right? And how do we understand, what does it mean to swim across? Is there a mandated length or a mandated distance that you need to go?
It's actually swimming in rather than across the oceans, and it depends on what kind of swimming you're doing. For English Channel, suppose there's a certain, like you have to swim from England to France, so it's swimming across the channel. But like in Antarctica, I swam the distance of 2.28 kilometers. So the record before that was 1.6 kilometers.
Okay.
So it depends on what kind of swimming you're doing. Sometimes it's crossing a strait or a channel, and sometimes it's a certain length that you have to swim. But it has to be more than a kilometer. That's long distance. So my swims usually have range from 5 to 36, 45 kilometers.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
So for most of us, when we think of the 5 oceans and we think of this globe or a map of the world,
Yeah.
and then we see them in beautiful shades of blue, you have actually dived into them, moved in
Right.
them, touched them, felt each and every one of those.
Yeah.
How are the oceans different from each other?
Oh, very, very different. Suppose I swam the Indian Ocean in Bombay. So that was brown and murky waters. Antarctica is, it looks very blue, but when I jumped in, like I said, it was so dense that the color of the water was almost greyish black.
Okay.
There was the swim in Spain that I did in Mediterranean Sea. On the beach you could see 3 colors, 3 shades of water.
Right.
So blue, green and then brown. So they're all very, very different. The wildlife is different, the temperature is different, but beautiful nonetheless.
Okay.
In their own way.
Right. So when you go in, and I'm sure a crowd collects on the shore and there are many people, and other than family, other people, what are some comments and feedback that you have received?
Not usually on the shores, because not many people are aware that people are doing. Suppose when you cross the English Channel, you're not supposed to stay on the French coast for more than 2 minutes. So I haven't been recipient of a very warm welcome everywhere, but when we were applying for the visa, when we were at the immigration counter for when we went to London, so they ask you the purpose of visit. So I said, I'm here to swim the channel. And she said, what are you here for? I said, I'm here to swim across the English Channel. She looked at me and said, you must be crazy. So this is one reaction that has been consistent throughout the world, that you must be crazy to do something like this.
Leena, you swam the channel with her, and mother of 2 young girls, at that time? Second baby was born?
Yeah, my baby boy was born.
Baby boy, okay, one
Yeah.
boy, one girl, 2 children. And did you ever feel that it was too daunting? What were you doing? Were you decreasing her chances? How did that work for you as a mother?
When first she said, like actually I was going through a record, one girl from Jodhpur came, approached me to swim the English Channel, and she said, you trained me for that. And I started her training, but during training she felt she will not able to swim alone. So she said, it's better I swim in a relay. So let me give a chance. So I told Bhakti, she was readily, she said, yes, I'll do it. So I found 2. Now I was looking for third person, because there was a record, not swimming, not 3 people not swimming in Asia, and 2-way swim in the world. So I said, why not 3 people relay swim? Why take 6 or 8? It's already people have done that. We should do what we have, people have not done it.
Right.
So I told her I'm hunting for third person. So she came and told me, why hunting for third person, mom? You wanted to do it always when you were young. So it's better you do it. And I told her, I said, I can't match you young girls. She was just 18 and 18, 19, and I was 42. I said, see, I will, I will make a path for failure for you too.
Right.
Like till now you have never been a failure. She said, no mom, you have always been a good swimmer and you can do it. So you have 1 year, so practice it. And like I changed my stroke. I was a breaststroker basically. In Bombay I used to always swim in breaststroke. National medals I have a breaststroke only. So if you want to swim in ocean, you have to swim in freestyle.
Okay.
So I changed my stroke from breaststroke to freestyle, and that's how, yes, as you said, why I'm doing it. When we were doing 24-hour swim in a swimming pool at the 4-degree temperature water. So night, especially when it was 1:30, 2 o'clock in the night, and we had very less costume. So it was a relay. After Bhakti, Priyanka, after Priyanka, me. So when I used to go to the change room and put on that wet costume at 12:30 in the night or 1 o'clock in the night with 4-degree temperature, and I used to see people, having that bonfire and sitting and having and eating.
Okay.
They're enjoying, they're like a picnic, and we 3 of us swimming in the water. There was a time it struck my mind, क्यों कर रही है ये? किसने बोला जाओ in the blanket में घुसो और बैठ जाओ चुपचाप. But then said no. When I have decided something, I have to do it, whatever it is. So when I came out of the change room, ऊपर wardrobe है, bathrobe है, कुछ नहीं सोचना है, पानी को देखना नहीं है, bathrobe उतारा सीधा jump करना है, and start swimming.
Times are changing. आपने कहा कि when you always as a young girl wanted to swim the channel, today your daughter is swimming across all the oceans. Do you think that the world, and even particularly in India, mindsets are opening up?
Yes, it is. It is opening up, लेकिन अभी भी small cities में इतना नहीं open up हुआ है. So I think I'm happy that she has put a, अभी एक marking कर दी है सबको कि yes कर सकते हैं. Especially girls भी करती है, तो she is being a girl. She has given a message to the whole Rajasthan, you can say.
Absolutely. So Bhakti, how difficult was it? You've been practicing swimming, going across the world. You've done your bachelor's, you've done your master's, you're also studying, you're planning to study further.
Yeah.
How does this whole mix and balance happen?
In our family, it has always been clear that just because you're swimming doesn't give you an excuse to, for a slack in studies. So they have always taught me time management. When you're swimming because we have the competition season from say July, August till October, November.
Right.
And after that, total focus on studies. Even though I was swimming simultaneously, and especially after I started open water, I used to swim throughout the winter. But my school has been very supportive, and I have a liking for the academics. And unfortunately, we all know at the back of our minds that it's very difficult to make a career out of sports in this country, at least for now. Things are changing.
True.
But I had big dreams, and I wanted to be a swimmer, but I also wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to study more. I have a lot of interests, so that's kept me going even now. That I have an interest in studies, so that's helped me a lot.
Right. So with mummy as a role model for swimming, I'm sure you're not even setting yourself an age limit that I'm going to swim till this and this age.
No, there's no age limit, and thankfully open water allows you to keep swimming in your 30s and 40s. And even if I'm not competing, doesn't mean that I can't swim. I mean, I can swim throughout my life.
What other benefits of swimming, swimming the ocean, swimming the channel, came to you as a human being?
Sports, any sports brings a certain kind of discipline in life, which in the childhood you feel that it's too much to take or it's too strict a schedule, but that discipline prepares you for everything in life. So that I am thankful for to swimming. And open water specifically, like I said, every sea is different, every ocean is different. So it has brought me closer to my spiritual side, to my way of looking at life. You know, sometimes we get too caught up in small little things of daily life, and then you step in front of a sea. And even now when I'm not doing a lot of swimming, when I look back at the things that I have done, so the small challenges in daily life feel benign, that, you know, it gives you a perspective in life. So that's definitely contributed to my character and the way I look at life.
Right. Physical fitness, of course, and I know I'm asking the wrong person, but physical fitness is critical.
Yes.
Right? Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you also involve yoga as a part of your routine?
I did for Antarctica. I did a lot of pranayam, especially for the Surya Nadi. I used to do, because to develop heat in the body, and that's helped me a lot. But more than yoga, meditation.
Okay.
I'm learning yoga now, but I've been practicing meditation for almost 3 years now.
Really?
Yeah. So
it's finally mind over body, no?
Absolutely. Your body does what your mind tells it to do, and mind is the beast that is very, very difficult to control. You can develop your body, you can develop your muscles, but the muscles of mind are very difficult, and once you have control over that, I think absolutely anything is possible.
Right. A lot of young people particularly say, you know, oh, meditation is so difficult. How do you sit down? How do you stop all the thoughts and all? How do you manage it?
I think they are misguided in terms of how to look at meditation, because I have had a teacher who's been very lenient with me. He's not asked me to sit down in one place and not think, you know. For him, the way he's taught me how to meditate is, even if you're dancing and you're completely into the dance, that is also meditation, so like a Sufi dervish. So if we guide them properly, to each his own, you know, somebody can sit for long hours in one place and meditate, or somebody can just be doing constantly something and meditating. So it's really about how to find your path of doing it, but approach it with an open mind. That's all I can say.
Right.
Thank you for staying with us till now, and now we shall go into the fitness capsule of this program. So let's walk into the fitness world.
Lovely. Let's take a look.
To begin with the workout, stand with your feet wide apart, hold your arms in front of your chest. We'll start with a simple squat, but do the squat as much as you're comfortable with. So we'll first show you beginner's level and we'll move on to the advanced level. So are you ready? Let's go. 1, 2, get ready. Let's go now. Down and up. That's 2. And up. That's 3. And up. 4. Now we'll go a little deeper. A deeper squat. And up. 2. And up. 3. And up. 4. And up. This basic position is called the Ginza. Now to start with the first exercise in this section, after you improvise on this particular posture, is when you take one foot out and do the squat, make sure your back is parallel to the floor. You'll watch how we do it. Let's go. 5, 6, 7, start left. 1, that's where you stand. You go bend. Make sure your knees do not extend your toes. Your back comes almost parallel to the floor. You come up and come back to your original position. Did you get that? Let's do it on the other side. Step, squat, come up and back. We'll do this 4 more times, a little more rhythmically. 4, 3, let's go together now. Let's go. Out, bend, come up and center. The other side. Out, squat, up and center. Again, out. Squat. Come up. Center, keep breathing. Out. Squat. Come up. Let's do it one more time. Out. Squat. Make sure your knee does not extend your toe. And back. Step. Hold it there. Make sure your knee does not extend your toe. Come up. And back. To make this exercise into a cardio workout, we do it a little faster. You watch it how. 4, 3, 2, let's go. 1, down, up, center, faster, out, down, up, and center. Again, 1, 2, 3, back. Faster now, let's go. 1, 2, 3, and back. Out, 2, 3, and back. Again, 1, 2, 3, and back. Out, 2, 3, and relax.
आपका फेवरेट कोटेशन क्या है?
मेरे बहुत सारे फेवरेट है, बट एक चीज़ जो हमेशा मेरे साथ रही है, मुझे बहुत बचपन में एक नोन पेरेंट थे फेलो स्विमर के, उन्होंने बोला था, रिमेंबर दैट दिस टू शैल पास. दिस टू शैल पास इज़ माई फेवरेट कोट बिकॉज difficulties, happiness, success, failure, everything, this too shall pass.
That's really beautiful.
That's my...
Okay. So what really is motivation for you?
It's to become better than what you were yesterday, even by a micro 0.1%. Just trying to be better. And to me, it's being happily dissatisfied. You're happy where you are, but you're dissatisfied enough to keep on growing.
You also teach a lot of young people swimming. कभी कभी जब बच्चे स्पोर्ट्स के लिए जाते हैं तो वो सिर्फ स्पोर्ट की तरह ही सीमित हो जाता है और फिर हम चाहते हैं कि वो स्पोर्ट के थ्रू सीखें. But as a teacher, do you take your students beyond just the sport of swimming?
Yes, I do. बहुत सी बार वो लोग गिव अप भी कर देते हैं. नहीं होता, ब्रीदिंग प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, आई कांट किक प्रॉपर्ली, माई हैंड्स नॉट गोइंग प्रॉपर्ली. समटाइम्स जैसे ये रूटीन मॉर्निंग में उठ के आना, कांट डू इट. एंड इट इज़ नॉट जस्ट स्विमिंग, आई एम अ डांस टीचर ऑल्सो. आई एम रनिंग अ डांस इंस्टीट्यूट इन उदयपुर.
ओके.
सो दैट देयर आर सम पेरेंट्स, यू नो, दे से अभी स्कूल खुल जाएगी फिर हम नहीं कर पाएंगे, कि 1 घंटा भी डांस को देना, या किड्स वांट टू डू इट, अरे नहीं पढ़ाई का बहुत बर्डन है. एंड सरप्राइजिंगली इफ़ आई टेल यू, नर्सरी क्लास के बच्चे की माँ बोलती है कि अब स्कूल खुल जाएगी तो हम एक्टिविटी नहीं कर पाएंगे. एंड आई आस्क, कौन सी क्लास में बच्ची है आपकी? नर्सरी में. एंड आई गेट सो शॉक्ड. नर्सरी क्लास के बच्चे को क्या पढ़ाई का लोड होता है? एंड देन आई कन्विंस देम. फिर कभी कभी मैं इसका एग्जांपल दे के भी बोलती हूँ कि ये 6-6 घंटे 8-8 घंटे करके भी 12th टॉप कर सकती है. तो आपका तो बच्चा भी नर्सरी है, उसको जो अच्छा लगता है लेट देम डू. सो व्हाट आई I talk to whether kids or whether parents, it's the same thing कि जो अच्छा लगता है वो करने दो. टाइम मैनेजमेंट करना वो पेरेंट्स का काम है. एंड I talk to them, I keep on talking to them, whether it's a swimmer or a dancer, I keep on talking to them. उनको 1-1 घंटा मैं बैठ के कन्विंस करती हूँ कि कैसे आप टाइम मैनेज कर सकते हो. एंड 1 घंटा आपके बच्चे के लिए स्विमिंग को देना, स्पोर्ट्स को देना है, जो भी एक्टिविटी पसंद है बच्चे को वो इसलिए करने दो कि वो एक टाइम आएगा जब पढ़ाई करके बच्चा बोर हो जाएगा, वो स्टेग्नेशन आ जाएगा उसका, ना वो पढ़ाई कर पाएगा ना कुछ सीख पाएगा. सो लेट देम बैलेंस एंड यू टीच देम हाउ टू बैलेंस. तो अदर दैन स्पोर्ट्स मैं ऐसे भी पेरेंट्स से आजकल बहुत बातें करती हूँ एंड वो कन्विंस हो जाते हैं. जो मेरे पास सिर्फ 1 महीने की ज्वाइनिंग के लिए या 3 मंथ्स की डांस की ज्वाइनिंग के लिए आते हैं, वो पेरेंट्स 1 साल की ज्वाइनिंग करके जाते हैं मेरे पास. सो सिर्फ हमारा ये नहीं रहता है कि उनको स्विमिंग कराओ, मेडल्स लाओ. लेट देम बैलेंस देयर लाइफ,
बिकॉज़ स्विमिंग इज सो मच मोर देन जस्ट मेडल्स.
यस, राइट. सो दिस थिंग्स आई थिंक इसको कोच करते करते मेरे में आई है. मे बी शुरू में ऐसी मदर हो सकती हूँ कि मैं भी ऐसी मदर थी, बट स्लोली आई हैव लर्न दिस कि बेटर करते जाओ, मेडल और प्राइज के पीछे मत पड़ो.
आप लीना क्या मैसेज हमारे प्रोग्राम के थ्रू व्यूअर्स को देना चाहेंगे जिनको लगता है कि जिनको हम एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर या को करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज़ बोलते हैं, उनका क्या कंट्रीब्यूशन होता है कैरेक्टर बिल्डिंग में और वैल्यू बिल्डिंग में?
एग्जैक्टली ये तो मैं ज़रूर बोलना चाहूँगी, पेरेंट्स को स्पेशली, बच्चों को तो है ही है लेकिन बच्चों तक पेरेंट्स से आता है। सो पेरेंट्स को स्पेशली बोलना चाहूँगी कि उनको एक्टिविटी वो करने दो जो उनको पसंद है, पढ़ाई के साथ, पढ़ाई को डिस्टर्ब नहीं करना है, बट 1 घंटा बच्चा डेली अपना दे सकता है जो उसको पसंद है। आई हैव सीन कि अभी इंजीनियरिंग की तरफ ये 9th स्टैंडर्ड से 8th स्टैंडर्ड से उनको इतना पढ़ाई का प्रेशराइज है कि स्कूल के बाद रेजोनेंस भी करना है, ये भी करना है, ट्यूटर्स भी करना है, 1 घंटा बच्चे के पास खुद का नहीं है। तो इतना प्रेशराइज करके अभी सुसाइडल केस कितने सुन रहे हैं कि आईआईटी में नहीं हो पाया, इंजीनियरिंग में नहीं हो पाया, बच्चा ना इतना पेरेंट्स को फेस नहीं कर पाए। तो वो सिचुएशन क्यों आने दो कि पेरेंट्स को नहीं फेस कर पाता है बच्चा? उनको फ्री छोड़ो, उनको ये बोलो कि तुम कर सकते हो तो अच्छी बात है, नहीं कर सकते बेटा वापस घर आ जाना और अपन कुछ और सोचेंगे। गिव देम द ऑप्शन कि ये नहीं तो ये नहीं तो ये।
Bhakti, as a young person, you know, we also know that right now attention spans are falling. Young people, one of the issues with young people is we want immediate gratification. Nobody wants to wait so long. मेरे को आज आप मेहनत करो, 5 साल बाद फल मिलेगा, जैसे क्यों अभी किया, I want my result now, you know. So as somebody who has persevered, who has understood the meaning of discipline, and a young person to boot, what are some life lessons that you'd like to share?
I think it's a problem with our generation and the coming generation, and science has now shown that the attention span of a person now is just about 2.5 to 3 minutes.
Right.
So we can't even sit without getting distracted in a movie. So it's a very big problem, and I feel the only way to counter that is to start looking inwards a little bit, because now at the touch of your finger you have the news from entire world. You know what's happening where, but nobody knows what's happening within you. So to curb that distraction and the attention span, to increase the attention span, it's very, very important to give yourself at least half hour a day, you know, without any distractions, without any cell phones or internet. I think people will be aghast if I say that, you know, leave your mobile phones for an hour, but it's become very, very important now. And as far as immediate gratification is concerned, that immediate gratification will equally immediately leave you also. If it comes immediately, it will leave immediately also. But yes, enjoy it. Of course, if you're working hard, we need that gratification, but also start looking beyond this very moment in gratification, where think of the bigger things. Like, I want to tell them that keep your heart in the journey. Focus on the growth that you're making every single day. Set goals and keep on looking at yourself that yesterday if I was at this level, have I grown to this level today? Because it's possible that you might have received an immediate reward, but you might not have grown as a person, or your skill might not have developed any further. So it's very important to keep a tab of that. Have I grown from yesterday to today? And that should be the only immediate gratification that you should be looking for.
Well put, my dear. Wise head on young shoulders. So these young wrists also have 2 tattoos. Yeah. What is written on the 2 tattoos? Please share with us.
It says Abhyas, one says Abhyas and one says Vairagya. Okay. These are words from one verse from Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, and also used in a lot of places in the Bhagavad Gita. It's through practice and non-attachment is how you conquer your mind. Like I said, this too shall pass. So not getting too attached with, it doesn't mean sannyas in the sense that we look at it, that, you know, leave the world and go into a cave, not like that, but to be in a neutral state of mind in every situation. And that's the only way how you can thoroughly enjoy anything.
With equanimity, and that's the paradox. The more equanimous you are, the more you understand joy.
Right.
You know, and that's a paradox, but a beautiful one at that. गुस्सा नहीं आता कभी? बहुत आता है. So sweet. मम्मी कह रही है बहुत आता है.
गुस्से ज़्यादा I have more on the irritation side. I don't get angry a lot, but I get irritated.
किन चीज़ों पे आता है?
बहुत सारी चीज़ों पे आता है. But जितना जल्दी आता है उतना जल्दी चला भी जाता है.
तो कैसे अपने आप चला जाता है कि उसको भगाती हो?
पहले समझ नहीं थी तो जब जाता था तब जाता था. अब whenever I get angry or whenever I'm getting irritated, I try to look at why something is bothering me or why something is irritating me, and it usually comes down to the fact that I am unable to handle the situation. So then वो चला जाता है कि भाई आप में ही कमी है तो फिर आप क्या ही करोगे. So then I make a note of it that this is what is bothering me, and next time let's see if it bothers me or not.
Okay. आपको गुस्सा आता है?
बहुत ज़्यादा.
So sweet.
अभी तो बहुत कंट्रोल किया है. मैं शॉर्ट टेम्पर पर्सन बेसिकली.
अच्छा.
बॉम्बे से शिफ्ट हुई, इंटरकास्ट मैरिज, इन लॉज में सेटल करना है, अपने आप को प्रूव करना है. बैंक में जॉब है, बैंक में आई एम द ओनली लेडी इन द बैंक. पीपल नॉट एक्सेप्टिंग मी. उनको एक लेडी बैंक में, राजस्थान में जब मैं उदयपुर में गई 28 ईयर्स बैक, तो उनको एक एज अ लेडी काउंटर पे बैठी है, कस्टमर एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, काउंटर दे रहे हैं मुझे, आप क्यों नौकरी करते हो, ये तो हमारे आदमियों का अधिकार है नौकरी करना, आप नौकरी करते हो तो आपके हस्बैंड घर पे काम करते होंगे, इसका मतलब यू नो हैंडलिंग ऑल दिस थिंग्स, हैंडलिंग हर अलोन, क्योंकि मदर बॉम्बे रहती है, मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम शी वाज इन यूएसए, इन लॉज कहीं और रहते हैं, वर्किंग मदर, इसको भी हैंडल करना है. फिर कोई बीमार है तो भी मेरे इन लॉज से मेरे घर पे ही आना है, उनकी भी सेवा करनी है. रेंटेड हाउस में था, लैंडलॉर्ड बहुत ज़्यादा टॉर्चर करते थे. हैंडपम्प से पानी भर के मैं खुद सर पे भर के पानी लाती थी. एंड हस्बैंड नॉट स्टेइंग विथ मी बिकॉज वंस अ वीक आते थे, और एक ही दिन में मैं क्या क्या कंप्लेंट्स कर लूँगी. तो पूरा 6 दिन तो मुझे मैनेज करना है. या तो हैंडपम्प से पानी लाना है तो मुझे मैनेज करना है, कूलर ख़राब हो गया तो मुझे मैनेज करना है, किसी को हॉस्पिटल में टिफ़िन बना के दे के वापस आना है, बैंक जाना है, कैश की चाबी खोलनी है तो मुझे मैनेज करना है. एवरीथिंग वाज सिंगल हैंडेड दैट टाइम. तो वो फ्रस्ट्रेशन तो कहीं ना कहीं फिर निकलता था.
तो चैंपियन मदर, चैंपियन बेटी एंड अ चैंपियन मदर. नो, बिकॉज मदरहुड really brings out so many sides in women. And so जब आप when you go back and you see your life and you see the movement that you have made, changes तो आते हैं बहुत, right? आपको क्या लगता है कि discipline का क्या रोल है, even for for women, not only for a student, not only for an athlete, but what is the role of discipline in actually helping us manage our lives better?
डिसिप्लिन से ही मैनेज होता है. आई हैव सीन बिकॉज ऑफ डिसिप्लिन ओनली, बिकॉज टिल नाउ ऑल्सो पीपल आर समटाइम्स दे गेट इरिटेटेड विथ मी बिकॉज आई एम मोर डिसिप्लिन्ड. कि आई एम टाइम पंक्चुअल, यू कैन से टाइम मैनेजमेंट, दैट इज यू कैन डिस्क्राइब इट दैट वे, द टाइम मैनेजमेंट. आई ऑलवेज फिक्स टाइमिंग्स. इतने से इतने ये करना है, इतने से इतने करना है, इतने से इतने करना है तो करना ही है, वॉट एवर हैपन्स. एंड डिसिप्लिन ऑफ कोर्स, अगर मैं उस टाइम डिसिप्लिन नहीं रहती कि मुझे इस टाइम ये करना ही है, जो हो जाए, तो शायद मैं इतना अच्छे से मैनेज नहीं कर पाती. यस, अभी मैं पीछे देखती हूँ तो लगता है अरे बाप रे, ये नहीं हो पाता था.
Right.
It's difficult.
Right. How do you see yourself 5 years from now, Bhakti?
More fit physically and mentally. I'm training right now also for swimming, so probably with a couple more medals under my belt, and a better person really. Wonderful. From now on.
Wonderful.
Happy.
Right, actually. And actually I think your persona by itself, and Leena, I'm sure you'll vouch with me, is the moment one speaks with you and interacts with you, one automatically tends to get centered, and there is happiness. You do spread a certain beautiful, gentle wave of happiness, and wanting to just share with you that what a delight it was to have the two of you on our show with us.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Pure pleasure.
Prayers for your progress, prayers for your growth,
Thank
and may you go from strength to strength. Thank you, Leena. Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So this very inspiring conversation with Bhakti and Leena has definitely kept us in the moment and in the now, but history also has its place on our program. Let's take a brief look at what happened today in history. On the 17th of May, B.S. Chandrasekhar, Indian cricketer and leg spinner, was born in Mysore in 1945. The cricketing legend showed his prowess in the field between 1964 and 1979, and he is considered as one of the best bowlers in the world. Vasco da Gama arrived in India at Calicut on 17th May 1498. On the 17th of May 1873, the Hindi daily Bharat Mitra was started from Calcutta. On the 17th of May 1857, Bahadur Shah II was declared as the Emperor of India by the Indian military fighting the first war of Indian independence against British rule or the East India Company rule. In 1540, Sher Shah defeated Humayun for the second time in the Battle of Kannauj. Let's have a short musical piece coming your way, because music has a wonderful way, particularly classical music, of touching us deep within. So that was our program for today. We also look forward to your feedback. Do write in to us at Aaj Savere @ddkdelhi.org.in. Thanks for joining us on our show. We look forward to meeting you next time. Till then, namaskar.